examination. She works individually to help challenge each student in their growth. She also recognizes her role in not only promoting academic success, but also developing their character as individuals who will contribute to society in meaningful ways as she helps them grow orally and spiritually. We have been very grateful for her influence on our daughter's life. This recognition is a well-deserved honor for a truly outstanding teacher. Congratulations once again to Mrs. Pat Runge, WBON-TV and Fort Banks Educator of the Month. A developing situation to report out of Lincoln County earlier today. Lincoln County Public Schools announced that the lockdown that was placed in Lincoln County schools earlier today was lifted. This follows an earlier report of a potential threatening message that prompted the lockdown. Prior to lifting the lockdown, school officials stated that the Stanford Police Department was made aware of the message and officers responded to the high school to investigate. Authorities indicated that it appeared to be an isolated incident and there was no imminent or legitimate threat to students or staff. As a precaution during the initial investigation, a soft lockdown was also in effect for Lincoln County Middle School. With the lockdowns now lifted at both Lincoln County School and Middle School, authorities will likely to continue to investigate the source and nature of the potential threatening message. We will continue to follow this developing story and provide further updates as they become available. We've also got an update on a tragic house fire in Franklin County that occurred overnight on Wednesday. The Franklin County Coroner's Office has now released some information regarding the two teenagers who died in that blaze. While authorities believe they do know the identities of the victims, they are awaiting scientific confirmation to officially release their names, ages, and genders. The coroner's office stated that they are relying on factual evidence to ensure accurate identification. An autopsy has been conducted, but the final results are not expected for an extended period, with the coroner's office estimating a time frame of somewhere between 16 and 20 weeks for that complete report. As reported before, the Franklin County Sheriff's Office confirmed that the fire on Flat Creek Road claimed the lives of two teenagers. The investigation into the cause of the fire is ongoing, and authorities are proceeding cautiously to ensure all details are thoroughly examined before releasing further information. And of course, we'll follow this tragic story and provide updates as they become available. Well, this next story is for all the single ladies, specifically single moms. First Baptist Church in Richmond is gearing up for the first of their two biannual single mom oil change events happening this Saturday. Event organizers and church members Michael Ritter and Angie Elkins spoke with WBON on the free service. WBON TV's Gage Hill files this report.
Keeping up with your car's maintenance can be difficult in today's fast-paced world. Trying to manage job duties, personal commitments, and childcare can leave little to no time to keep your vehicle up and running smoothly. This is even more true for single mothers. That's why for nearly 20 years, the First Baptist Church in Richmond has been hosting a single mom's oil change at their 425 Eastern Bypass location. The event is not all about just providing free vehicle service. Event organizers Michael Ritter and Angie Elkins tell WBON the event also offers a chance to provide moms with much-needed resources and support.
Some of the moms that will come in have maybe food needs or clothing needs for their children or themselves or housing needs, and so we want to try to connect them with resources that are here locally to make sure that they have what they need, all of their provisions taken care of. Some moms will come in and their needs will be just more emotional needs. Maybe they just might want to come in and just fellowship and talk to other single moms who are going through the same things that they're going through. On the inside, it truly is just caring for her. Sometimes it is just providing an opportunity for a mom just to sit down and take a breath and just for 1 hour have somebody serve them.
Ritter tells us that the church is estimating that they can service up to about 80 vehicles in the 4-hour time frame. However, he suggests getting there as early as possible to avoid the chance of being turned away.
We do a registration, we do a tire pressure check, we check your fluids, we do the oil change, and then we pull the vehicle back around, we kind of do another look to make sure nothing's leaking out of it or anything like that. And so I'm out there with that. The lady, once we register their car, then it's me, but the lady takes off and goes in the building. Okay. And it's 100% no men allowed in there. So the kids get child care if they got their kids with them. The lady gets Angie, who sets up hostess tables, and they just get to talk and, chat while the car is getting worked on.
Even though the event was created with single moms in mind, widows and wives of deployed soldiers are also welcome to participate. This is a biannual event with the next iteration scheduled for September the 6th. For updates on the event, you can find them on the First Baptist Church Richmond, Kentucky Facebook page.
Whatever their need is, we're just simply there to meet that need for them.
Reporting for WBON Channel 9, I'm Gage Hill.
Thanks, Gage, for that story. It looks like a great activity for those single moms. We're going to take a quick break. Looks like we've got some rain in the area right now. We'll be right back with a look at that full forecast with Sam.
We would like to invite you to join our family at Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
Outdoor Power has become a family tradition, with 3 generations here bringing you years of experience.
We will help you find the best selection of outdoor power equipment from Co-Cadet, Grasshopper, DeWalt, Makita, Echo, Shindawa, and now Steel in our Georgetown store.
Or bring your equipment into our service department. We will keep it running for years to come.
And as with all families, we have to keep Mama happy. So come on in and see us at Bishop's Small Engine Repair in Richmond and in Georgetown.
Granite, marble, and quartz for any surface. Make a lifetime commitment you won't regret.
Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. From our attention to detail, a diverse staff, and the best aftercare in the business, there's no better local choice to take care of your family in a difficult time than Davis & Powell. Call in to discuss pre-planning and preparations so there'll be no additional burden on your family. Davis & Powell Funeral Home in Berea. For additional information, check them out at davisandpowellfuneralhome.com. Davis & Powell Funeral Home, always going the extra mile.
Who makes the best meal in Richmond? Nuevo Vallarta. Friendly service, a place that's good for kids and good for groups. Head to Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond. Nuevo Vallarta is known for warm hospitality, great prices, great food, and the best fajitas in town. Start with an appetizer, order a la carte, or choose from their huge menu of Mexican favorites for grown-ups and kids. Nuevo Vallarta on Big Hill Avenue in Richmond.
Are you considering a bathroom remodel? Think about this. Remodeling your bathroom without addressing the plumbing is like going to get a facelift when you need heart surgery. Plumbing is the heart of your home. At Fast Flow, we understand the importance of a well-functioning plumbing system. Our expert plumbers have years of experience in providing top-notch plumbing services. Don't just settle for a pretty face. Choose Fast Flow Plumbing before you remodel and keep your home's heart beating perfectly.
Call a pro at Fast Flow. When it comes to having someone work on our homes, you need someone you can trust. Someone who will get the job done the right way and be with you throughout the entire process. At Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration, they will meet with you and explain what needs to be done. They won't take advantage of you during your time of need and offer free roof inspections, water damage cleanup, water remediation and restoration, plus more services. Kentucky Roof Works and Restoration. Online at KentuckyRoofWorks.com and on Facebook. There when you need us.
Welcome back to Live at 5 on WBON TV Channel 9. A little rain moving through the area right now. We've got Sam in the Weather Center with get that complete forecast.
Hi, thank you, and welcome everybody. We've had some nice sky conditions at times. Of course, we've had some strong storms in here last couple days, and that threat will continue as we head into the evening tonight. will still contend with a slight risk of severe weather over the region. And so gusty winds and hail are going to be the main concerns. Of course, can't ever rule out something may be spinning up, but it's a low-end chance. It's a level 2 out of 5 threat here. Again, almost exclusively for wind and hail. And then again tomorrow, more of an isolated threat with additional scattered storms possible throughout the afternoon and evening. In fact, they'll continue even into the day on Saturday, and our temperatures will slowly cool down. Here's the look at the severe threat according to the Storm Prediction Center on our Friday. And most of the state, eastern part of the state, under a marginal threat. That's a level 1 out of 5. And some of the areas, though, west are under a slight risk of severe weather. That's a level 2 out of 5. A little bit higher chance there, a little bit lower chance in the green. Again, almost exclusively for wind and some small hail. We also have a marginal threat of flash flooding. And so some heavy downpours certainly possible underneath these storms. As we look at, check things out here on the forecast model going into our Friday morning, really hit or miss kind of shower opportunities, and they'll pick up a bit into the evening. There's that line kind of coming through late tomorrow evening where we could have some gusty winds. Rainfall amounts through 7 p.m. on Saturday, about 1 inch and 3/10, maybe 1.5 inches to maybe 1 3/4 inches, roughly. So 1 1/4 inches, we'll say, to 1 3/4 inches. We'll wake up in the morning around 58, 59 degrees. High temperature fairly uniform at around 77. Irvine 77, Lancaster and also at 77. 66 for high. We cool down a bit here Saturday and Sunday. We'll see those shower chances kind of tapering off a bit.
Well, Sam, that is a lot of raindrops in that forecast. Kind of looking forward to some sunny weather soon. You can check out that forecast up anytime at our website, WBONTV.com. You can also find that on our Facebook page. Well, there's encouraging news today in Kentucky's fight against the opioid crisis. Governor Andy Beshear announced that overdose deaths in the Commonwealth have decreased for the 3rd consecutive year. The latest data reveals a significant 30.2% drop in 2024 compared to the previous year. Notably, Black Kentucky residents who had not previously experienced this decline saw a substantial 37.3% decrease in overdose deaths, with 170 lives lost compared to 271 in 2023. According to the 2024 Kentucky Drug Overdose Fatality Report, a total of 1,410 Kentuckians tragically died from drug overdoses last year. The report highlights that fentanyl remains the most prevalent drug involved in overdose deaths, followed by methamphetamine. Bourbon County High School FFA students have a new scholarship opportunity honoring the memory of 20-year-old Dixie Brainerd, who was tragically murdered last month. Dixie was remembered as a talented welder and a pioneer for young women in agricultural mechanics. A member of Dixie's family established the Dixie Brainerd Memorial Scholarship, a $500 award for FFA students at Bourbon County High School, where Dixie graduated in 2022. Principal Morgan Adkins highlighted Dixie's passion and hopes the scholarship will support other students pursuing their love for farming and related fields. Dixie's father expressed his heartfelt gratitude for the tribute. The scholarship aims to keep Dixie's memory alive and support students who share her interests and drive. Graduating seniors at Bourbon County High School have until May 15th to apply for this scholarship. Police in Lexington arrested a man on Monday who allegedly exposed himself. According to the arrest citation, University of Kentucky police were dispatched to the Arboretum in response to an active verbal disorder. While en route, they were advised of the alleged vehicle at the scene. Officers reportedly saw the suspect vehicle fleeing the area and attempted a traffic stop. The driver, later identified as Badar Majid Al-Anzai, fled. Police on a chase ensued. The pursuit ended when he came to a stop at the Alumni and Tates Creek intersection. Following an investigation with witnesses at the Arboretum, officers found Al-Anzai had been captured on video throwing trash at a woman from his vehicle. He then, according to the citation, allegedly approached the woman's vehicle and cussed at her for no reason. Al-Anzai reportedly then retrieved a dumbbell from his car and approached people in a threatening manner and cursing before allegedly pulling down his pants and exposing himself to several adults and children. He then got back in his car and, according to the citation, allegedly drove recklessly through the parking lot, hitting parked vehicles in an attempt to strike one of the victims with his vehicle. Al-Nazi was arrested on charges of first-degree wanton endangerment, menacing first-degree first offense indecent exposure, second-degree indecent exposure, criminal littering, second-degree disorderly conduct, and other charges. He is now lodged in the Fayette County Detention Center. With that, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Michael Watkins has been filling in here at the anchor desk, but he is back today in his regular post, the sports. He's going to have all that information in the sports world up for you next, right here, live at 5.
At Jack Burford Chevrolet in Richmond, Kentucky, we believe in treating our customers like family. As a family-owned dealership for 60 years, we offer top-notch customer service and a friendly, knowledgeable staff. From sales to service, we're here to meet all of your automotive needs. Come on in and see our new and quality pre-owned vehicles, or check us out at jackburford.com.
Estill County EMA CSEP is a huge asset to those in Estill and surrounding counties. CSEP in Estill County has partnered with Everbridge to bring you alert and notification services that will allow you to maintain your contact info and ensure you receive alerts for locations in Estill County that are important to you. For more information and to register your device, visit EstillCountyEMA.net. You can also stay up to date with your county by following Estill County EMA CSEP on Facebook, helping you stay safe at home.
Hey y'all, it's Josh.
And Greg from Hicks & Funson, Kentucky Lawyers. Happy anniversary, Josh. Can you believe we've been fighting for and helping injured Kentuckians get justice and fair compensation for more than 7 years?
Yes, I can. And I hope y'all continue to trust us for the next 7 years. So if you or a family member have been injured or killed in a car wreck, a fall, or due to medical malpractice or nursing home neglect, call 859-777-7000 or visit honestfearless.com.
Kentucky, get your case done with Hicks & Funson.
At the Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, we have activities galore, including video games, bowling, pool, delicious food at Champions, plus karaoke and live entertainment 7 days a week. Enjoy the climate-controlled patio, watch NFL football, and your Kentucky Wildcats all season long. The Galaxy Bowling Center and Champions Bar and Grill, just off exit 87 at 1025 Amberley Way in Richmond.
When inclement weather hits the greater Richmond area, you can count on Richmond's very own WBON TV9 News Team. Continuing news team coverage of traffic alerts, power outages, road conditions, and traffic impacts like accidents or downed trees. Accurate forecast, watches and warnings, local cancellations and delays, and official information from emergency management and the National Weather Service. Be sure to like and follow WBON TV on Facebook for breaking news, alerts, watches, and warnings. And log on to WBONTV.com for all the news on your schedule. Count on WBON TV9 and our media partners 100.7 FM The Coyote for outstanding team coverage when you need it most. Thanks for watching Richmond's very own Channel 9.
Former EKU football player Tom Alugabill was in Richmond last weekend taking part in the 2025 Suits for Seniors event. And during our conversation, Tom joined Michael Watkins and talked about his time in Richmond and what it's like now working at ESPN.
I don't think you need a ton of introduction here, but no, for the folks that don't know you, ESPN, you played for Eastern in the mid-'90s, you said. So give us a little bit about yourself and kind of what's going on with you now.
Well, you know, I was a transfer here in the mid-'90s, and a little background, everything's about relationships and recruiting, right? Well, at the time, the defensive line coach here was a guy by the name of Jim Tenera.
Okay.
Worked here for decades under Roy Kidd and even after. And his twin brother is my dad's best man in my parents' wedding.
Wow. Okay.
So I've known them. And so I was a starter at Georgia Tech my junior year, had some things shift and needed to find a new destination. And in those days, I had a redshirt year. So I could have gone from Power 5 to Power 5, sat out and still had a year of eligibility, but I just didn't want to wait. I wanted to play.
Yeah.
And at that time, EKU and the Colonels would winningest program in, at that time, Division I AA history, and still way up there now amongst FCS programs. So it just kind of made sense. And I've told people, I can't tell you how many people I've said this to, and I was very fortunate. I've been a 4-year starter in college, and I've gotten to play on national television. I've gotten to be on College Game Day as a player, and Thursday Night College Football ESPN back when it was a really big deal. I spent 1 year here, and if I could go back and do it all over again, I would have spent all 5 here.
Now, you were here last year, right? And have you come to the 2 previous?
I've come to every one since it started. And, you know, Coach Wells and myself go back late 90s and have always kind of stayed in touch. And then, you know, when he got this job, I kind of just immediately reached out and said, okay, what do we got to do to get this thing back on track? And, you know, then he starts coming up with ideas like this and in ways to further enhance not just the exposure of the program, but the ability to have the resources you need to compete.
Now, you talked about your relationship with Coach Wells. You said it dated back to the late 90s. Talk about that and kind of how your all's relationship started. And, you know, you talked about being close with him today. And obviously, to me, you know, I've gotten to know a lot of the coaches with our business and what we do here.
Yeah.
But he is such a good salesman. I mean, and that's what I feel like you've got to be nowadays with the portal and everything else, because not only are you selling the community on supporting your team, you're selling your program to, you know, prospects and things like that coming out of high school. Now you got to keep your own players. You got to sell your team on staying within the university. And I know players come and players go, but I think that is what he is really good at is promoting the university. And he's an old school coach, and I think that's why he has been so successful here.
Well, he's always been acutely aware and embraced the history and tradition here. And obviously that's tied to Coach Roy Kidd, right? Yeah. And he had an opportunity to come here towards the latter portion of Coach Kidd's tenure. And it's interesting because our old athletic dorm that we used to live in, O'Donnell Hall, that was actually his first home on this campus.
Wow, okay.
He had just gotten married, and at that time you had a GA, or what we called restricted earnings coaches, and they lived there. And they were in charge of keeping us all in line, right? And so, you know, he was.
I can't imagine Coach being that.
I don't know if he had a lot of success doing that. And so, you know, I think that, you know, when you're starting your career as he did as a coach, and you're under the tutelage of a guy like Roy Kidd, all right, and the performance of this program, the sustained consistency and success in championship level play, it puts a guy like Coach, when he moved on to the next step and the next step, because that's what the coaching profession is, right? You're going to bounce around, you're going to go to different places, you're going to draw different philosophies and different ways of skinning a cat, and then all of a sudden you realize there's an opportunity out there to kind of come home, right? And at a place like EKU, we don't have to sell tradition here, right? We don't have to sell history here. But to your point, what you do have to do now is that's not enough. You have to get creative. You have to expand your staff. You got to be able to fund facilities upgrades. You've got to be able to put on events just like this that did not exist 5 years ago. And so I think, you know, I've always appreciated how much stock he's put into this program because he knows how much it means to so many people. And I'm somebody that got to play here 1 year. As I told you, I wish I could have played all 5. My son is named after my starting center here at EKU.
Wow,
right? Who was the best man in my wedding. I mean, so I have a very, very soft spot in my heart for this place as a program. I want to see it succeed. You know, obviously, whenever we can do anything to help promote this program, I know I speak for lots of other guys, we're going to do it because we want to see this program getting back to quarterfinal appearances, semifinal appearances, and it's doable. And they took a big step last year. To me, I think that he's embraced and understands what it takes. Of course, are there challenges? Yes, there are. More so now in college athletics, not just college football, than there has ever been in the last 45 years. It's a challenge.
If you love local sports, you'll love the Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show. Join your host, Michael Watkins, and Samantha Burford as they cover sports news for the greater Madison County area. Get your local sports news every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. on WBON Channel 9 and on radio at Y92.5, V99.3, and WKXO Sports Radio 103.5. The Jack Burford Chevrolet Sports Show is also brought to you by Aero Auto Glass, Nuevo Vallarta, and Bishop's Small Engine Repair.
When it comes to auto service, two things are important: experience and hometown service. Hall & Sons Auto Care is starting their 20th year in business in Richmond. That's 20 years locally owned and operated. Hall & Sons Auto Care can take care of you from preventative maintenance to major engine repair. Hall & Sons Auto Care is also carrying BW towing products as well as rough country suspension and lift kits. Give us a chance to be your auto repair shop. Visit us at 209 North Keeneland Drive in Richmond.
I love this card.
Thanks.
Go Colonels!
Is it here? Hey, Coach, it's right here, but shouldn't you be at the game?
Carry your favorite team with you everywhere you go with the new EKU branded debit card from CG Bank. No matter what season it is, always show your Colonel pride.
Batteries Unlimited in Richmond has you covered with all your battery needs, plus they're your local stop for U-Haul and your vehicle key and fob headquarters. Check out their new auto detail shop, Aces Detailing, located at Batteries Unlimited. They do simple detailing with a deep, thorough clean for the inside, wash and wax options for the outside, and a deep clean of the engine bay when your ride is dirty. Check out Aces Detailing at Batteries Unlimited.
Richmond's very own TV station signal is now stronger than ever. If you're enjoying free over-the-air TV, rescan your TV now for all the channels WBON TV offers, including Channel 9.1 with the AMG network featuring great programming like Forensic Files, Cheaters, plus live local sports and our daily Live at 5 local newscast. Channel 9.2 with the Buzzer network. Enjoy your favorite game shows of yesteryear. Channel 9.3 is the Heartland network with classic country and southern gospel music, The Crook and Chase Show, classic movies, Jimmy Houston Outdoors, and much more rural living programs. And Channel 9.4, that's Retro TV, featuring classic TV shows and movies you love and remember. For more information on over-the-air TV, visit our website, WBONTV.com, and click the Over-the-Air tab. Drop us a line today and let us know where and what you're watching. Email us at info@WBONTV.com.
Welcome back to Live at 5. Commuters and residents who rely on Kentucky State Route 77 near the Red River Gorge in Menifee County are still facing significant travel disruptions. A section of the roadway has been closed for over 2 weeks after recent flooding caused a portion to collapse. While some residents are questioning the duration of the repairs, Judge Executive Stiltner believes the Transportation Department has been responsive given the situation. The Transportation Department explains that simply repaving the road isn't an option. The embankment first requires significant reinforcement, which involves drilling steel and stabilizing the area. They also noted this is just one of approximately 100 road slips that have occurred across the state due to recent heavy rainfall. Authorities report that the repair process is underway. The goal is to restore normal travel to both residents and visitors, allowing everyone to once again regain focus on the natural beauty of the Red River Gorge. Thanks so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll be right back here tomorrow, Live at 5.